Now, I remember when I was trapped in this personal development bubble for quite some time. I was doing all the reading, I was training, looking after myself, wanting to look good, wanting to feel good. And it felt like it was wasted, like all this effort I was putting into myself was sort of wasted. I wasn't getting no return on this investment of what I was doing until I integrated back into society. And I'd start to go back to social events and catch up with friends and family and all these normal sorts of things. And that's when it became evident that everything I did, none of it was wasted. All that effort, all that investment I'd put into myself, into my training, into my mindset, into reading books, into good habits, waking up, doing all the things right, I saw no return for the longest time until I went back in and people noticed. It was like night and day difference. The amount of, I guess, respect, the amount of attention that gets drawn to you, people wanting to come to you for advice, you looking like the authority figure, and the amount of female attention you get. I don't mean to swear about this, but this is something I'm extremely passionate about because I see so many guys on the other side of this fence, on the other side of life, where they give up. They don't even think it's possible for them, or they don't try because they feel like looking stupid. And I'll tell you something about looking stupid. For the longest time, I did look stupid. I sort of disappeared and I didn't do a whole lot with friends and family, and I looked stupid. I was just focusing on myself. But when you reintegrate back, people forget all the stupid shit you did because they're too worried about themselves. They got their own issues going on. And all they seem to remember is the highlight reel of your life. When you come through this and you go out on the other side, and then you are this person now, you are this guy that people look up to in a sense, well, that's all they see. They're like, oh, he got lucky, he did this, he's got the genetics, he did it. But they forget all the times you look stupid in front of everyone else because they were too busy on themselves. So don't be afraid of looking stupid, right? Going on this journey, starting this personal development, starting to look after your own health, your fitness, your mindset, reading books. People will like, why is this guy prepping food? Why is he bringing cooked meals into work? Or why is he spending time reading this book on Stoic philosophy? Or why is he spending this time like grooming himself, looking good, feeling good, going out and spending a few $1,000s on some, well-fitting, good-looking clothes? People will like, they don't remember that shit. I tell you, they do not remember that. All they remember is the next time you catch up at a social event, when you go out to a restaurant or to a bar, you walk in and all eyes turn to you and all heads turn towards you, and your friends notice this and all the girls notice this, right? Well, not all the girls, some of the girls in the restaurant, whatever the social circumstance is, whether you go to a bar, you walk in, you're dressed well, you're groomed, you look well, you're in incredible shape, and you just have this aura, this presence, this confidence about you. This does not go unnoticed. And this is where no effort goes to waste. That return on investment, it pays out dividends now. And if you're on the other side of this thinking life is shit, life is hard, I've got to grind this 9 to 5, I've got to just succumb to my environment now, this is who I am, this is who I've become. Don't give up. I promise you, do not give up. Strive forward, because you will get these little breadcrumbs of success, little tastes. If you go down this journey of personal development, of wanting to become better for you, as you start doing it, you will get these little hints of success. Someone will give you a little compliment. Oh, hey man, I've noticed you've trimmed up a bit. You've gone to the gym. How's it going? Oh, I've seen you do this. Or I saw you post this thing online. Like, I've seen you change things up. It's a bit different now. And then they're the signs to say whatever you're doing is working. Now, first and foremost, I believe this for every guy. If you're not in shape, I don't care if you're a millionaire, you're a billionaire, whatever you've got, you can think you can buy whatever you want. If you're not in shape, you're not going to command respect. You're not going to command the level of authority that you want. And that's what women want. Women do want someone who can provide, who can protect, who's in good physical shape. They look at all these cues. These are evolutionary traits that have been programmed into their mind. They'll seek out a mate or a partner who looks physically healthy, and that gives their offspring or their children the best chance of success. And this man will provide for them. He'll protect, he'll provide a house, put food on the table. And not just that, but he'll enable the kids to make a long, healthy life by looking at his own health. The woman will assess this guy's health based on how he looks, the quality of his skin, his hair, how he dresses, how he presents himself, his energy. All these things come into play. And when you don't have this, why would a woman choose you when she can go out and get a guy who has these things, if she's that level herself where she has those options? Because nowadays, like, I don't need to say this, but as you know, on women on dating apps, they have an abundance of opportunities. It's like, what are the stats? It's something like the top 10% of guys get 90% of the girls, where this small subsect of guys get access to all the women. but like a large portion of the women get access to pretty much, they can pick and choose whatever guys they want. It's like, it's flipped. Sorry if it's a bit windy out here. So it's flipped. So women have all the access to, they can pick and choose basically which guy they want. So why would they want to choose you if you're not developed enough, at least up to their level, or if not beyond? And I urge you to speed this process up. Don't wait and keep putting it off and go, oh, I'm not ready yet to invest into myself. I'm not ready yet to go to the gym. I want to get a few things sorted out first. I want to like fix this up in my life. I want to fix this up. And the moment you fix that up, there's going to be something else you need to fix. It's like personal development and going to the gym and training and looking good isn't something you just solely focus on. You integrate this in with your life from the get-go, until pretty much your days are done here on earth. It's not a temporary quick fix. This is something that lives with you forever. Now, I noticed, like, as I go to the shops, and if I'm walking around and I'm dressed well, I'm looking good, I'm in good shape, if I need help for something, I go to like the cash register, I want to look to buy a certain t-shirt. If I can't find it on the shelf, she'll like look at it in the system, and she'll go, or whoever's there, will go through all the effort to try to find this item that I want. Because it's like you walk in and you're almost this figure of authority, like the way you look, the way you carry yourself. It's like you're not their boss, but they perceive you as an authority figure, and it's like they have to provide you with the best service possible because you respect yourself enough, so they give you the respect that you respect yourself with. If you're going in overweight, dressed, you got stains on your shirt, you got, dog hair on your top, and you don't carry yourself well, they're going to look at you and brush you off. They're going to like, this guy doesn't give himself the time of day. Why should I sit here for 5 minutes on the computer and call around 5 other stores in the area to see if they've got this shirt in store that this guy wants to buy? They won't do that. They'll just say, oh, sorry, we don't have this in stock. Maybe come back next week, we might get another shipment. That's what they'll do. But if you want people to go the extra mile for you, you need to go the extra mile for yourself. And just be willing to look stupid in the beginning, like I said, because no one is going to remember the stupid time of you. All they're going to look back on is the highlight reel of your life. When you break past that point, after doing this for a couple years, you get used to training, you get in really good shape. You're sitting around under 12% body fat. You have clothes, you have good clothes. And then you have this aura about you, this energy. That transaction is invaluable. When you go out and you transact with this energy, that is the form of currency, right? People know someone who looks after themselves. They know someone who has this energy. They just literally put out this aura to the world. So if you're thinking in your head, oh, I don't have the finances, I don't have the money, you don't need the money. You don't need all these other areas ticked off in your life. Sure, it's great. It becomes important later down the track. But initially, the sole purpose you focus on is yourself, personal development, personal growth, learning, reading, getting in shape, dressing right, opening your mind up, because this will open the opportunities up for you that will lead to money down the road. Everyone puts money first and they try to rush to their first $1 million, or they try to rush to their first 10K a month, or whatever they're trying to do. They rush for money. Yeah, like I said, money is important, but there's a lot more other things that are more important up on that scale. And you're just not led to believe that. Everything in society now is about speed. It's about going quick. It's about swiping to the next dopamine hit. It's about watching the next YouTube short, the next Instagram reel. Quick speed. When was the last moment you sat there, you chilled in silence, and you didn't rush? You just thought, I'm going to sit in this moment, be present, and just focus on what I want. That's the energy you need to give off. Cool, calm, collected, in control. When you're constantly swiping, you're getting that dopamine fix, you're no longer in control. The phone is controlling you, or the dopamine is controlling you. You don't control when these dopamine outlets happen. And that energy puts itself out there to the world. People notice that. I swear people see this. When you're calm, you're collected, you're chilled, you're just sitting there, you got that relaxed body language, you're open to the world. I promise you this has happened to me countless times. People will come up and approach you. You become the authority. You hold space. You become in control of the situation. Girls will come and approach you. You don't have to go out and cold approach women and whatever. All these, like, whatever YouTube channels do is say, oh, cold approach, talk this. Yeah, you can do that initially. I don't know. I've never done that. You can do that. I don't know if it helps bring up your confidence. I'm not going to give you advice on this because this is not something I do. I've purely focused on me and not trying to reach and get, and you attract what you are. So when you focus on you, you no longer lack that energy, you give off that energy and you will bring in whatever you deserve. So if you're not bringing in what you deserve right now, you probably haven't done the work, and that's okay. Your first step is admitting you probably haven't spent the time in the gym or spent the time looking up what to eat, or you've probably never had a coach, or you probably haven't read enough self-development books and then actioned the information correctly. And that's fine. There comes a time where you want to put up your hand and say, hey, I don't actually know the ins and outs of what I'm doing. I do need a guide, or I do need something that's going to help me walk through this process to help me get from A to B much more streamlined, much more efficiently, without making all these errors and spending the next 10 years of my life trying to figure this shit out. That's why there's things like platforms like YouTube where you can implement this advice. Eating clean. Eating clean will do so much more for you than just looking good. It clears up your skin. It gives you energy. It makes you be able to think clear. As you are, everyone talks about this. You are what you eat, right? If you're going to go and sit there and binge fast food and you say it's okay, it fits my macros, your skin's going to be oily. You're going to get pimples. You're going to get acne. You're going to get brain fog. You're going to feel like shit. And how you feel is everything. How you feel changes how you think. How you think changes your decisions, and those decisions will change your end result. And then that end result is going to be what you put out to the universe, what you put out to the world, your energy. Your energy is everything, your frequency you operate on. I can tell you single-handedly, eat fast food, eat McDonald's, KFC for a week and see how you feel, see what frequency you operate on. Then go and eat clean, eat steak, eat red meat, potatoes, rice, proper homemade whole foods, cooked. And notice that mindset, notice the energy you're in, notice how you feel, notice how you look. You start to tighten up, your skin starts to become clearer, you start to feel more energy. And then where you invest this next bit is where you invest the energy is crucial. It's a non-negotiable to go and do some type of physical exercise, whether it's training in the gym, looking jacked. I think that's essential. That's a staple for everything. Then you can bolster this with other things like, learning a martial arts, Muay Thai, kickboxing, or wrestling, BJJ, whatever. That's another little thing you can add to it. But the cornerstone of this is looking good, feeling good. And the easiest, fastest way to do this is by going to the gym consistently, 4 or 5 days a week, hitting 10,000 steps every single day. We're designed as humans to walk, to move. We're not meant to be sitting behind a computer for 10 hours a day, living these sedentary lifestyles. The design of our bodies, the length of our femur, the length of our tibia. We look at all these tribes around the world. They walk anywhere between 8, 10, 12 kilometers a day. So on average, you should be doing at least 10,000 steps a day. That is what your body is designed to do, to operate at an optimal level, a healthy, functional level. 10,000 steps a day is a non-negotiable. However you get that in, treadmill, walking in nature, outdoors, it doesn't matter. Just get your 10,000 steps in a day and eat clean. Then you stack that with weight training. Heavy weightlifting is so important to build your muscle, your foundation up, because at the end of the day, you strip away the muscle from your body, all you are is a skeleton. You're going to collapse. And living a long, healthier life, that's what you need to build muscle up. And muscle, it's weird. It's like when you look jacked, you wear a shirt, you walk, you go to the shops, or you go into your office, or you go to work, wherever you're working, and you look the part, you look jacked. People turn and they look at you, and it's like the first time they meet you, it's like you give off that impression, because as much as we don't want to say this, everyone judges a book by its cover. Everyone will judge you by face value, because it's efficient. If you don't look like the right person they want to converse with just by looking, they're not going to spend time investing more time into you if they're not going to potentially get something of equal value out of this trade or out of this exchange that they're going to be talking with you about. So how you look is extremely important. I know it sounds superficial, but that's the way society has been created, because it's just another form of efficiency. If I don't like the way this girl looks, I'm not going to go and talk to her, and I'm not going to want to date her and invest time in taking her out for dinner because I purely don't like the way she looks. This is replicated in society all the time. If someone doesn't like the way you present yourself, the way you look, your energy, they're not going to waste time on this exchange of information or friendship or acquaintances, because it's simply a waste. Why would they do that when they can find someone? Why would they do that when they can find someone who has all these attributes already? It is hyper competitive out there. And if you're not doing the work on yourself now, you're going to get smoked. You're going to get left behind in the nicest way possible, in the dust. And it's not a nice feeling to know, because I've been on the other side of the fence, to know that you feel like you're getting nowhere. You feel like it's all for nothing. And I promise you it's not. You do the work now, you put in the work, and the return on investment will pay dividends. It's insane. It's like, there's so many examples I can give you of the real world of this. I'm just trying to think. When I was traveling around the world, I was in Europe. I met up with people and we were jumping off cliffs. And I remember we were cliff diving over in Cyprus. It's an island between Turkey and Greece. And I remember jumping off the cliffs, like we're all diving, and then I'm there like walking pretty jacked. And then the amount of guys come up and they're like, oh man, you look sick. You go to the gym. How many days a week do you go? What do you eat? It's a conversation starter. It opens things up. And you find these local guys, they live there, and then they invite you out. Oh, come out. We're going to go here for dinner tonight. Boom. You've made another friend group. You've made a network there. Then at that network, you might meet someone that does something else. You might meet a girl. You might meet your dream partner, whatever it is. But looking the part opens up so many potential networks for you that you don't even think were possible. But you have to do it. You have to. There's no one that's going to come and pick the weight up for you. There's no one that's going to come and eat healthy for you. This is why I believe it's respected so much in society. It's like when you go to these events, you look so different because not many people do it, right? The bar is set extremely, extremely low for men. And then when you can raise that bar a bit, every few months, you raise the bar a little bit for yourself. You learn something new. You read another book about philosophy or stoicism. You train a little bit harder. You eat a little bit cleaner. You sleep a little bit better. You start to network with a little bit higher class people. Your life, these things just stack and stack and stack and stack. And then where your life is after doing these things compared to where your life was, it is night and day difference. And people forget about the old version of you, the person who, used to do these things. All they worry about now is the highlight reel of your life, like I said. And then they're so concerned with how'd you do it? How'd you do it? How'd you get in shape? What do you do? How do you eat like this? And it's crucially important. If you want to live a good life, debate me on this all you want. But I believe a big portion of it is looking and feeling good. It's innate. It's in our human biology to look and to want to feel good, to have an able body to move, to travel, to do things like that. If you're not taking care of yourself now, it's like you have a car and you don't service it and it goes over the service 10,000 Ks or 10,000 miles or whatever, and you keep going overdue on your service, and then you don't service the car, eventually the car's going to break down. Now, if you're always maintaining yourself, you're putting the right fuel in your body or in the car, you're always servicing it, you're doing the right things that the car needs, the car is going to go so much further before it runs into any mechanical issues. The same goes for your body. And a car that's clean, that's looked after, that's well represented, that's like, even if it's 20, 30 years old, if it's clean and gleaming and shining, it turns heads. People look and like, even if it's a crap car, it could be like, I don't know, whatever your car you want. It could be like a cheap Toyota, but if it's immaculate, clean, shining, glistening, people are going to still turn heads and look like, damn, that's a clean car. The interior is clean. The same goes for your body. Whether you like waking up shredded, jacked, looking yourself in the mirror and feeling good is like driving a Ferrari every day or a Lambo or whatever. Your body is the vehicle. And that's why it's so important to look after it and to create the vehicle you want, because you're going to be in this vessel for quite a long time. For all you know, you could have another 50, 60, 70, 80 years, whatever it is in this body, and you only have one of them. So if you take away anything from this video, look after what you have and grow upon it, because the effort you put into your body, it will not go to waste. I promise you that. You're like, I could just go to the gym and train and do nothing for the rest of my life. That's not what's going to happen. It's just a stepping stone. Once you nail the physical side of things, you can divert a little bit less energy to the gym, just focus on maintaining the physique, and then you start putting more energy into networking, into developing business, to developing your finances. But I believe the crucial step always starts with how you look, how you feel, getting yourself into the gym and eating right, sleeping right. That is the cascade effect that's going to affect every single other area of your life. When you feel good, you're going to make more money. You're going to make more friends. You're going to open your network up to more people. It's not just for you. This is for everyone around you. I just can't stress this enough, guys. You need to do this. It's something you need to do. You need to experience firsthand. Because how my life has changed from where it was, being the scrawny kid growing up in high school, to now being respectable, jacked, pretty good shape, well-spoken, dressing well. The way the world perceives me, the way society perceives me is night and day difference. I can get things done in society, and not to say I use people in society, but people want to connect with you. And things just happen, things just click. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit of a different one. Subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. Reach out in the bottom. I do coaching, one-on-one mentorship coaching as well. If you truly are ready to get into the best shape of your life, and you're willing to put in the work, if you really want this and you want to see what life is like on the other side of the male advantage, click the link. Thanks for watching, bros.